AITA for not contributing to the tuition fee. Hello everyone. I am 48 years old. My husband has a daughter from his first marriage. She is 22. She never wanted to have a relationship with me and I have always been careful with her. I never tried to be her mother. I stayed in my lane and kept things respectful. Our relationship was always distant but fine. Coming to the point, she wants to go to grad school. My husband saved a specific amount for this purpose. It was meant for a local university. She suddenly changed her mind. She applied to an expensive school, which my husband claims that he doesn't know, and got in. The tuition there is double what my husband saved. He told her clearly that it is out of his budget. She did not seem to care too much about it and she just expected the money to appear. This stressed my husband a lot, so my husband had been discussing the tuition gap. I have some personal inheritance money that I keep separate. I have saved this to buy a house together. My husband had asked me if I could cover the difference for his daughter. I told him no. I did not feel it was my responsibility as we had agreed to keep this part separate. I could see how he was stressed out about it, so I agreed to think about it. I believe he talked to his sister at one point and told her about our conversation. 2 days later, SIL told the daughter that I was paying for the school. The daughter called me out of nowhere. She was suddenly very warm and thanked me over the phone. I was completely confused. I told her straight out that there was a misunderstanding. I told her I am not paying for it. The call went cold immediately. The conversation felt it went from 0 to 100 suddenly. She said she always knew I did not care about her future. She said I was hoarding money just to be cruel. She went on a rant and mentioned how I am controlling her with the money. A few choice words were said and I called her entitled. I feel completely blindsided. She only showed me warmth when she thought she was getting my money. She has ignored me for years before this. Now my husband is acting quiet. He says he understands my choice, but his silence feels heavy. I can tell he expects me to just cave and pay it to keep the peace. My sister-in-law made a mess and now I look like the villain. I have the funds, but the entitlement makes me sick. I refused to back down during the argument and told her she needs to grow up. What should I do, or if there is a middle ground in this?
AITA for going into my Muslim suitemate's room, 19 FS, after S*X without showering. Throwaway. I'm F18, in college, in a double suite situation, which means it's me and my roommate in one room and my suitemates, twins, 19F, in the other, and we share a bathroom. I was very close to my suitemates, and often came into their room to study and hang out. They did the same but a little less, as their room had more blankets, floor things, and my roommate wasn't close friends with us. I recently had S*X for the first time with my girlfriends at their dorm, about a 15-minute walk away. I wiped down and walked back home, and on the way my suitemate texted that they were watching Star Wars and I should join. So I just joined them on the floor on their blankets rug and watched the movie. I did not tell them I had S*X then, as a different friend who I was not as close to was there as well, and I felt awkward. I brought it up 2 days later when a different friend made a S*X joke and it felt like an easy way to bring it up. One of them reacted fine to it, and when I mentioned it to the other, she said that that was against their religion and a big deal and I shouldn't have done that. I said sorry, and they closed their door to talk about it. They said they had to wash everything, so I gave them $10 for laundry, which they protested, and I insisted on apologizing again. I apologized multiple times over a week, and got them brownies and left a note apologizing again. Now they are no longer talking to me. We live together, so this is slightly awkward. After the note, one of them said they owed me a response and said they were 1, hurt I hadn't told them before, and 2, that they would need space. When I asked if it was just till the end of the school year, we are not living together next year, she went F and insisted on giving the snacks back. AITA? Was there something else I should have done?
AITA for refusing to give back a birthday gift after the person who gave it to me changed their mind. I, 24F, had a birthday a few weeks ago, and one of my eldest cousin gave me a vintage film camera that used to belong to our grandfather. She told me she picked me specifically because I'm the only person in the family who has passion for photography, and she thought he would have liked that. I cleaned it up, bought film for it, and even spent money getting one of the lenses repaired. I asked if she meant temporarily or permanently, and she admitted she didn't know anymore because now relatives are arguing about who deserves it. She said she understands, but now some family members are calling me selfish and saying I'm prioritizing an object over family peace. AITA.
AITA for removing all my items from the shared kitchen? I'm 21F, a university student, living with two of my classmates, 21F, 22M, in a 3-bed apartment. We moved in together August 2024, as none of us got places in the dorm. The last straw was when I got back after a weekend home and all of our utensils were on the bottom of the sink. So I got really angry after I had to wash everything and moved everything that I bought into my room. They initially didn't say anything, but when they saw how many items that actually meant and that it's basically impossible to cook in the kitchen now, they got really mad with me and said I'm a huge AITA for doing that. AITA?
AITA for demanding my BF to buy me a new pair of AirPods. My boyfriend Matt was going to a party out of town and asked if he could borrow my AirPods for the train ride. I was hesitant, but I eventually agreed on one condition: he would bring them back just as they were. I made it clear that he had to take very good care of them. They were AirPods of the exact same model, but they belonged to someone else. So, the replacement AirPods he had given me belonged to his friend Jason. So AITA for wanting to demand Matt to buy me a new pair of AirPods?
AITA for wanting my 27 years old to get themselves to work? Daughter is 27 years old, blew the engine in her car after a year of me telling her to put oil in it, and now I am the taxi to work and back. She works overnights, 6:30 p.m. to 5 a.m., Wednesday through Sunday, about 2 miles from home. I have been driving her for a year now. She decided that rather than fix the car she already owns, she wants to buy a new car. A $45,000 Kia that is like a unicorn of a car in T-specific model, color, engine package etc. I don't have a problem picking her up. I do have a problem being expected to do things as if she were 12 years going to soccer practice instead. So, AITA?
AITA for losing weight after my in-laws kept insisting I'd get fat after moving abroad. I, 23F, moved abroad with my husband, 28M, about a year ago. Before we moved, my MIL, 57F, and SAL, 32F, would constantly make comments about how I was definitely going to gain weight once I got here. Part of it honestly was because I wanted to prove them wrong. Which is ridiculous because my husband has been supportive the entire time. For context, I'm eating normally, and I'm not underweight or anything extreme. My weight is 132 pounds and in 5 feet 4 inches. AITA.
AITA for processing a hit and run no insurance? So a couple weeks ago I was sideswiped in my neighborhood by a car. I honked at them but they kept driving. If they had just stopped it would have been better for them. Now it sucks that it's really the parents' fault who didn't tell them to stop, but that still isn't my responsibility. ETA, sorry it wasn't clear, the parents, I believe both of them, were in the car with kid when he was driving. So they were the ones who didn't tell him to stop. That is the only reason I feel kinda bad, because it's really the parents' fault but the kid will take the brunt of it.